at 7:38. And with that, let's go to our meeting minutes from July the 7th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Don't everybody?
I'll second.
I'll move for Angela. Looks like Bob is away from the screen right now. Russell, you want to second that?
Yeah, I do. Is there no audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I second that.
So it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from our July 7th Zoom meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? All right. John, are you with us? I think his video camera is off, but somehow we don't have John on. Okay, but it passes. So you all got a copy of the Zoom minutes for July 7th. The motion's passed. Let's go down to the treasurer's reports. Let's go with June and July. We'll take them together as a one motion. I need a motion to accept the treasurer's reports from June and July. I've looked them over. They look really good in their present form. The first run through had some issues, but they've been corrected, and so I recommend a do pass for the treasurer's reports for June and July.
So moved.
All right, Bob has moved that we accept the treasurer's reports for those 2 months. I need a second.
I'll second that one.
Okay, Angela seconds it. Any discussion? One quick item to discuss. Correct me if I'm wrong, Russell, but you indicated to me via phone that sometime this week you will drop a check for $600 by the Mid-County Community Center. Is that correct?
Yes, that was delivered on Monday, and I didn't put it in the report because it's not reflected in the account balance yet. So it'll be in the next one.
All right. So the check has been delivered. Great.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. That's good news. What was their reaction?
They were thrilled. I mean, they were very appreciative, like they always are, and money well spent.
Great. Okay. We'll take our vote then. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Great. Thank you, Russell.
No problem.
Russell, anything else about the treasurer's report or money situation or anything that you'd like to add?
Nothing that I can think of. I mean, we're in pretty good shape, like we usually are. So nothing crazy. I mean, I'm gonna have to order some more checks here pretty soon. I think I got 4 or 5 left. I mean, that'll last us a while, but it's about time to do that. I'm not sure what the cost is for that, but I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a balance of $3,752.78. I think we're in pretty good shape.
I would say so.
Yeah. Thank you for all of your efforts as our treasurer.
No problem. Glad to do it.
All right. Moving on down to Mid-County Community Plan revisions. I went to their website again today just to make sure nothing else had changed, but it says that the Pierce County Council was anticipated to begin considering the proposed changes for each plan this last spring, but because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the governor's stay-at-home healthy orders. The council has council's decision, the Pierce County Council's process has been postponed. Once the consideration process begins, there will be opportunities for in-person and written public comment. Information on future council meetings will be posted at piercecountywa.gov/council. In the meantime, community citizens can provide written comment on proposed updates to the council at piercecountywa.gov/contact-council. So there we have that. Anybody have any questions or comments about this agenda item?
Just some commentary. I'll be interested to see how this plays out because this fall is the council will be considering budget for next year, and we're on a every 2-year budget now. So I'm anxious to see how this will fall out, if it even gets heard by the council before the end of the year. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, moving on to item number 2 on our current business. Our newsletter has been distributed to numerous businesses in the Summit Waller community. So I want to congratulate everyone for pitching in to deliver those newsletters out into the community, especially with the businesses. And if anyone needs any more copies of the newsletter to distribute to friends and neighbors within our community, I do have about 30 copies left. So give me a jingle and I deliver, just like the pizza people. Oh, I was going to say, I have been wearing my Kraken shirt.
Check that out. I didn't even think that stuff was for sale yet.
I found that at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, wow.
Just happened to be in there.
And say, is
And,
that one
I
of the
guess-
perks of being the president?
No, I had to buy it. I was in there looking for a Sounders jersey, even though I guess their season's over. But then I saw this Kraken stuff that was for sale, and both my wife and I bought something, and our son up in Seattle bought something Kraken too. But I guess there's something at Costco you can buy, a long sleeve, partial zip up, pullover kind of long sleeve thing. All right, moving on to the League of Women Voters Virtual Candidates Forum in July. The last one was Monday, July the 20th, and it revolved around our 25th legislative district, which encompasses most, or if not all, of the Summit Waller area. And there may be some of us some people in the Summit Waller community that might be affected by, I think it's the 26th legislative district. I'm not totally sure on that. That was on July the 16th. Did anyone on our council tune in to those virtual forums?
I did.
Some of it.
Okay. Angela, which one did you participate in?
I listened to both the Pierce County Sheriff and the 25th District forums.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you think about the forums?
Well, it was different because, you can't see the people in person, but it was good. It was good. League of Women Voters is very good about asking good questions, and they also took questions from attendees. So, and then each of the, for the Pierce County Sheriff Forum, each of the candidates was able to ask the other candidates a question. and they had a minute or so to answer each of those. So that was kind of interesting to see what kind of questions they asked each other. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see for the sheriff's election, what comes out of that. So, because I think there's some really good candidates there.
Okay. Bob, how about yourself?
Oh, I got part of the 25th Senate forum.
Mhm. I watched about
Any
half
comment
of
on
it
that?
too.
Nothing really more to add. You know, the person running it did a pretty good job, especially considering this is, I'm sure, the first time doing it in this format.
Mhm.
All right. Anyone else? I will share with you that I got an email. It was addressed just to me from Mark Williams, Marty Campbell's assistant, and he requested that I vote for Doug Richardson for sheriff.
Oh,
He has a really, Mark has a really big vote for Richardson sign up in his front yard. It's really big.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Doug Richardson has no police experience, though, but anyway.
but he was a general. He can do anything.
Yeah, that's right. All right, moving on to. I'm starting to get a feeling that maybe John is not with us.
I'm here. I'm
wondering
here.
whether-
I'm just something came up right at the last minute. I'm kind of multitasking, so I missed the who approved the minutes, and I'm gonna have to step out for 5 or 10 minutes here, and after about 10 minutes, and I'll let you know when that happens. But I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, as far as the minutes were concerned, Angela, didn't you move that? And yeah, I think Angela made the motion and
Russell seconded the
Russell
minutes. Yep.
seconded,
Okay.
and it was approved. Minutes were approved. And as far as the treasurer's
Yeah,
reports
okay.
for both June and July.
I got
did you
that. I
get
got the
those?
treasurers. I got thanks for thanks for the flyers, the League of Women Voters. Item 1, the plan revision. I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, it's the Pierce County Council still has, its
Still on hold.
process has been suspended still.
Okay, suspended. That's what I figured. Okay. I'll let you know when I check out again, and it'll just be a brief thing. I've got something totally unexpected happen, but
Okay,
nothing
all right,
bad.
no
Just
problem.
something I have to take care of.
Okay, Orange Gate Park updates. There's 22.5 hours of volunteerism there from me. And last month I mentioned that there was a barbecue that I was looking for someone else. And a neighbor and myself have taken care of that. It's already been removed and picked up. And last week I was able to take a park district employee back to where this additional abandoned homeless camp is located. He took pictures, and the process to get that cleaned up has now started. It looks like they're probably going to have some authorities come out first, and then the parks people will eventually pick it up. So I figure that process will probably take 4 to 6 weeks. But it's probably been there for almost a year, so another 4 to 6 weeks isn't going to be a big deal. As far as the Orange Gate Park Master Plan, of course, we know that Tiffany Odell is the one that's overseeing that. And of course, the goal is to update the Orange Gate Park Master Plan that was approved in 2007, I believe. It'll be the master plan 2020 or 2021 when it's finished. And it looks like later on in the, let's see, they've already had, let's see. We sent in a letter of support on April the 6th, 2020. There will be construction or improvements with Orange Gate Park will first appear as a trailhead for the pipeline trail, so that those two construction projects will coincide with each other. That trailhead will have facilities, parking lot, and other facilities. The site feasibility work is now in progress. Public outreach will be this fall.
Mm-hmm.
The master plan update will be completed and published, hopefully the first half of 2021. The design and engineering of phase one. Phase one improvements will be 2021 to 2022, corresponding with the pipeline trail. Completion will be 2022 to 2023. And significant site development of Orange Gate Park they're targeting 2027 to 2030. So if you're around in 2027 to 2030, there should be a lot of activity going on in Orange Gate Park in the way of improvements. All right. Any questions on Orange Gate Park master plan?
No, but Dan can hear us, and we saw his hand clapping, so he's at least able to hear us, even though we can't hear him.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Pipeline Trail, the coordinator for that, of course, is Brianne Blackburn. She's the trails coordinator. The preliminary design work has been completed from 72nd and Waller Road to Half Dollar Park on South Hill. The first phase, phase one, is 1.6 miles in length from 72nd Street and Waller Road through to the east gate, I believe, of Orange Gate Park. And the final design for phase one will take about over, let's see, 1.5 years. Okay, construction will start on the pipeline trail in 2022. Grants have already been submitted. The grants, as Angela pointed out earlier, Pierce County Parks applied to the Washington State Recreation and Conservation Office under WWRP Trails, that's Washington Wildlife and Recreation Program. Those grants cover phase one, and it's expected to cost, let's see, the total cost for phase one is 3.8 million, which includes 1.6 million from Pierce County Parks, 2.2 million from RCO, the Recreation and Conservation Office. The project will include paving the trail and trailhead development in Orange Gate Park. Let's see, they should know whether they have been successful with the grant application by October. And both of these can be readily, all this information is readily available if you go to Pierce County Parks. If you Google Pierce County Parks, you will be able to get into taking a look at all the information that I just gave you on the Pipeline Trail and Orange Gate Park. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay. Gabriel, oh, I'm sorry. Was there anybody who participated in the virtual open house on Pipeline Trail?
Yeah, it wasn't a one-time event. It was all the materials were just online and you could look through them. So I looked through them, but they
Okay,
aren't
yeah, I
that,
looked
I don't
through
think they're that
those.
much different from what we've seen before.
Yeah, and of course, there'll be outreach to us in the fall again, so we'll be consulted. All right, so let's move on down to Gabriel. Anything you'd like to say about our website and Facebook page and Instagram page?
Well, there hasn't been much movement on the Instagram page. Unfortunately, the people voted, but they never actually used the tag, so we don't have pictures to show yet. Hopefully that changes if people remember to do so. But the website, I've just been adding the updates as I've been receiving them. And then Facebook, between Angela and I, we've been just making sure that the Facebook page is up to date and being maintained. But other than that, there's no change in the website.
Okay, all right. Anybody else have any questions of Gabriel?
No, once again, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're.
Very much.
I will
Yeah.
say, Gabe, I think were you asking us to fill out a feedback form to make sure that it came in correctly?
And no, it's just there were actually forms added a month and a half ago, about 5-6 weeks ago, were added for the contact us page. And then
Yeah.
also for the neighborhood watch pages. And that was it. And I
Did you
replied
ask,
back,
did-
yeah.
did you ask us to test it out to see if it worked?
I didn't, but by all means, if you want to. I get the responses when I test it myself, but just so you guys got the feel of how it works.
Okay.
Are we talking about the Instagram?
And no, the contact us page, where instead of having our personal email addresses and phone numbers on there, it actually asks for a form that comes to me, and then I forward it to the right person.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, we should probably test that out. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder on that, Gabriel.
Yeah, it's already tested. It works. I just need to, have people go in and just so they are aware of how it works.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Our bylaws revision. Initially, I don't know how I managed to do this, but I took the 2008 ones and revised them, and then I realized, that was dumb because our current bylaws operate off the September 2014 bylaws. However, those bylaws needed to be tweaked a little bit, so I did send out to each of you proposal to revise our 2014 bylaws. I got response back from a couple of you, and so I've incorporated those suggestions into the revision, and probably within the next week or so, I will again send out a second revision of our 2014 bylaws. You already have the original 2014 bylaws to compare. And actually, because of something that John Goodspeed sent me, I did have to rearrange some things within the, I think it's the meetings section, board meeting section, or being a board member. Anyway, you'll need to take a look at that, see what you think. I'll try and get that out to you now. I will definitely get that out to you next week so that you can see the differences. And of course, our bylaws indicate that we should take 2 months, a minimum of 2 months, to look over any suggested revisions of our bylaws. So the earliest that we can officially approve our bylaws would be October's meeting, which is October the 6th. So that's why I've dated the bylaws revisions for October the 6th. If you have any other suggestions that you've been holding back on, please get them to me as soon as you can.
Thanks for doing that, Larry.
I mean, sometimes it's a little dry to go over a constitution of a group, but I find it kind of interesting. Okay, haven't heard any other questions or comments, so let's go on to Canyon Rim Estates. Bob, anything?
No, it's all quiet there for now.
Okay, I tried giving you a call earlier today and probably should have done it a couple of days ago. I was wondering whether I should even have that on our agenda for tonight. So we'll just move along then to Canyon Road Regional Connection Project, the river crossing portion. There was an online open house, virtual town hall on July the 23rd. Does anybody have any comments about that? Maybe somebody tuned into that? It's a little out of our area. It's down in the Riverside area and River Road and Puyallup River. It is of quite interest to us because it's a border area. It's part of the rural separator,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a part of the Canyon Road extension that someday will be completed. Maybe 2027, 2028, something like that.
If they're lucky, yeah. Yeah, there's 3 projects down there that make up the Canyon Road Regional Connection, and it, starts at the top of the hill, about 72nd, and then they have a county road project or a CRP with a very specific number to it that goes from top of 72nd down the hill to Pioneer. Then they have another county road project that goes from the bottom of Pioneer over to, I think, about 66th Avenue. And then the last contract county road project is that last piece that goes across the river. So this open house that they had was for that 3rd segment of the bridge crossing. The other 2 segments are in different phases of design and environmental documentation. This is the last big piece, and it's probably going to be one of the hardest for them too, because it is over the bridge and it involves Burlington Northern Santa Fe and the Puyallup Tribe and the levee system and on and on and on. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out for them.
A bunch of farmers.
Yeah, a bunch of
Well,
farmers.
There is one more piece that will need to be done, and that's the piece from 99th and Canyon out to 104th. There's that small piece that.
Yeah, that's not part of. Yeah, that's not part of the regional, the Canyon Road Regional Connection. It's just another. I mean, in the end, it will be, but right now it's not considered as part of that. It's just another county road project that they're doing that, of course, is interdependent and interrelated to this larger project, but different schedule, a different timeline, different budget.
Okay, guys, here's, oh, never mind. I thought I had to check out. No, I was on. I'm listening.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what John said.
Oh, I said, I thought I was checking out here, but no, false alarm.
Okay, all right.
I did.
So you're still with us.
I did lose connection and I reconnected. So I missed the first, I think I got the gist of what Angie was saying though.
All right.
Okay, all right. Is there anything else on the agenda that you've missed?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on down to number 10, Pioneer Way litter removal request. I did talk with Dan Hare about that, and he informed me that he was going to make, what is it, a 311 or 411 phone call to City of Tacoma requesting that Pioneer Way from River Road to the city boundary with the county near Swan Creek Park parking lot be again picked up because it's starting to get littered again.
Yep.
He also told me that litter along 64th from Swan Creek westward had been picked up. So both of those are one's a really good sign. The other one is being dealt with. Thanks, Dan. Okay. Down to new business. Well, there isn't much there. The neighborhood watch meeting up at the Mid-County Community Center scheduled for this Friday has been canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic, and the Adopt a Road for Saturday, October the 3rd. I believe that's still possibly a maybe. Is that right, John?
I think you're highly unlikely. I'd be hugely surprised if it actually takes place.
Okay. Okay. All right. The only reason I thought of maybe is because it is outdoors and people are going to be spread out for sure. But
Yeah,
then again,
I'd be amazed really from what I'm hearing from them. So
okay. So I'm getting the impression from you that that we should change that from a maybe to highly unlikely.
yep.
Okay. All right. I will do that when I put the minutes in the folder. Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
I do.
Sure.
For the 2020 goals, it's been a while since we've looked at those.
Sorry.
So if you're interested in diving into them tonight, we can do that. Or if the board would prefer to table that till September, I'm fine with that too. But it's been a minute since we've looked at all 17 goals. So.
Okay. Comment about that? Hearing no comment, then maybe we should table that until our October or September meeting.
Sounds good.
If that could be sent out as an email again, that might help.
Yeah,
I was either that or I can share my screen. So it's up to you.
Oh, go ahead and share the screen.
Can I share? Can you allow me to share my screen, Gabe?
Yeah, let me get that set up real quick.
Okay.
All right, that should allow you to.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, there we are.
Sorry, Dan, I'm gonna have to mute you. We're getting feedback.
Is that large enough for you to read? Do you want me to zoom in a little bit more?
I can read it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, give us
So
a few
some of-
minutes to look this over.
Yep. Yeah, some of these things we haven't been able to do just because we haven't been able to meet physically. And some of the things we've kind of been doing informally. But first one, executive board members to gain access to update and revise the website, which we've done. So yay, we've done that. In fact, Gabe showed up and solved that problem for us. So we did do our annual newsletter. We obviously did not have the annual meeting, and that was canceled.
Right.
Developing a list of prioritized amenities for Orange Gate Park planning. So once the county was going to do the scoping and public outreach, which is supposed to happen this fall, it would have, we thought it would be helpful to kind of have a list or a suite of things or priorities for the county to be focused on. And we haven't done that yet. So it's something we can still think about, we can do for the fall, or we can just maybe, I don't know, have some informal conversations or emails before that effort starts. So
Okay.
just something to think about. We obviously didn't
I
do
think
our, oh, go ahead, Larry.
I think you're probably looking at brainstorming active uses in various parts of the Orange Gate Park or passive uses in Orange Gate Park. Or, for example, the original meetings to put together the very first master plan, which was back in the 1990s, was to, well, there was a large group that wanted an 18-hole golf course in Orange Gate Park with riding trails around it so that horses could actually go around the golf course.
Wow.
And then, and there was actually Wendell Brown, who happened to be our Pierce County council person at that time, actually had someone actually design an 18-hole golf course in Orange Gate Park with riding trails around. So there was quite a bit of support, especially for people who live near Orange Gate Park. Then, of course, there was the group that wanted it to stay in its natural or passive state. Then there was another group that wanted to have very active usages of the park. We were talking soccer fields, tennis courts, those kind of things. So, yeah, you need to start thinking about what kinds of usages we as a group might propose, or you as an individual may want to propose while we're thinking about that.
I'm just making some notes as we're going along. We did not do our annual cleanup at Orange Gate Park. Obviously, that was canceled. Thank you, COVID-19, for another memorable spring cleanup. Larry, you've been doing the ongoing litter and trail maintenance, site maintenance at Orange Gate Park. That's ongoing. Has anyone reached out to Pierce County Parks recently to talk about recruiting a group that might adopt Orange Gate Park?
Yeah, I do that about once a year, and I keep getting the same response. Nobody has stepped forward.
Sure.
So I'll keep asking.
Okay. We have on here, we're going to write a letter to TPU to install more eco blocks and cable. Did that happen?
That hasn't been done yet.
Okay.
That's something I can work on between now and our next meeting.
And then we've just got kind of that continuing monitoring of nuisance properties, vacant property, coordination with the council and Pierce County Responds, essentially ongoing. And like I think we talked about last month, not a lot's been happening with code enforcement, just they haven't been able to get out into the field to do as much work. I think that's only really been ramping up the last month or so. So they're really behind on code enforcement cases right now.
Okay.
The Adopt a Road was sadly canceled. And just so you know, John's right, it's highly unlikely going to happen in October. County employees, along with many other government departments around Puget Sound have been directed to work from home until the end of the year.
Okay.
So I'm going to be stuck at my dining room table for like 5 more months. I miss my ergonomic workstation in my office terribly.
Mhm.
Ugh,
Wow.
my body misses it very much. This is a big one for recruiting new members, like 11 and 12 are kind of big, recruiting new members, and then also developing a transition plan for the outgoing president. I think that's probably #1 priority over all of these things, to be honest. So I don't know if anyone's given any further thought to that, but it is something that we need to prepare for when Larry tells us to have a nice day and he becomes an alternate board member. So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Mhm.
You know,
Um,
if I can interrupt just for a minute,
yeah,
Angela.
of course.
As far as the next president of our community association, obviously it would be advantageous for someone who currently is on the board to step into that role.
Mhm.
And I would be willing to obviously help them in every way possible in any kind of transition.
Okay. We had, so number 13 is about the Mid-County community plans, and we provided comments on those. I think that was late last year, actually.
Yeah.
And we're just monitoring that. So it's really just continue to monitor. Oh, and we provided our gift of $600 to the Mid-County Community Center. Excellent. Thank you, Russell.
No problem.
And then we had continue our relationship with Franklin Pierce and Puyallup School Districts, specifically Farm. Has there been anything else lately that the 2 districts are doing that would require us to make a call, write a letter, get involved?
Yes, with the Puyallup School District, they hired a brand new superintendent, and
Mhm.
I sent him a letter with a bunch of stuff
Mhm.
so that he would know that we are out there. And he has now taken his position. That's Dr. John. Oh, gee, all of a sudden I forgot his last name.
That's okay.
Senior moment.
Yes.
Palm, I think.
Mhm.
So he knows we're out there.
Okay. Is there
As far as
anything?
Franklin Pierce School District is concerned, I know that the Franklin Pierce School District is going to be widening 44th Avenue. So because I think when the new school is built and active, I think that's where they're going to be bringing the buses around to.
Yeah, they finally
And
put up
I know that,
construction fencing.
yeah, I know Don Brunson has been on top of all of that because he's the chairman of the Mid-County Community Center's board of
Yeah.
directors.
Yeah. Yeah, they've it's been, they kicked all the teachers moved out at some point in May, and then it's been pretty quiet up there. There's just been a few dumpsters here and there, and now there's some construction fencing. So I'm guessing that like real construction is going to start here in the near future. So
Yeah.
exciting and kind of sad, it's a little bittersweet at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
So
Well, you'll know that things are really getting into the swing of things with when they start knocking down the school.
yeah.
Yeah, when is that going to happen? Soon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all you need to do is to go to the Franklin Pierce School District website, and they have a timeline for all of these projects. There's five elementary schools that are being replaced, and Central Avenue is one of them. And they have they have to create a situation where um, one school is built like Central Avenue School, I think is getting pretty close to being finished, but it's like 3 or 4 miles west of the current school, still on 128th. And then that will make Central Avenue School available for the Central Avenue elementary kids to go into, and then they'll start knocking down Central Avenue.
Makes sense.
I think that's how that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And they continue to make improvements to the farm, so that's nice too.
Yeah, they're growing a lot of food there.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, that's one of our biggest success stories for our community association in relationship to Franklin Pierce School District. I guess with the Puyallup School District, one of our biggest success stories there is preventing Waller Road Elementary School from being closed down.
closed down, like shuttered? No more kids there,
Correct.
or?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
there was a plan after a bond issue failed, maybe 10 years ago. I'm just taking a guess. To rebuild a new Waller Road, of course, elementary school farther back from where it is now. It would have been designed on the same model as I think it's Stewart Elementary down in Puyallup, a 2-story, anywhere from 550 to 750 students. That's the general common design for elementary schools within the Puyallup School District these days. And when that failed, they started to rethink about how they were going to deal with student loads. And there was a timeline to, well, they closed down, obviously they closed down Riverside, and those kids come up to Waller Road. Then they were thinking about closing Waller Road, and those students would be going to a brand new elementary school where Karshner is now.
Okay.
So Karshner is still there, Waller Road is still there. We made it pretty clear at the time. Now that's before some of you came onto the board. We made it pretty clear that we were willing to make it not in their best interest to close another school within the rural separator in the Puyallup School District. And so it was decided to keep Waller Road open.
So in the chat box, I sent you all a link to the Franklin Pierce Capital Projects website.
Yeah, thank you. It's very useful.
Okay, yeah.
It oddly leaves out Central Avenue. So maybe it just hasn't been updated in a little bit, but that might get you close to what you're looking for anyway.
Yeah, okay. I think maybe Central Avenue will be the last school that will be out of the 5 that will eventually be occupied. Students will be occupied in a new building.
Yeah, they're
All
going.
right.
I mean, I think Harvard is the one that they're working on right now, right?
Yeah.
To get the students in. And Collins, is Collins also under construction?
Yeah. The Collins School, like I said, is about 3 miles, 3.5, 4 miles west. It's even west of Waller Road. West of where the railroad tracks even come across 128th. It's west of that. That's where the new Collins Elementary is is
Mhm.
being built.
Mhm.
And I haven't been by there lately, but the last time I checked, which was quite some time ago, they were going full steam ahead on construction of that school.
Yeah, the pictures would mirror what you're saying. Yep, absolutely. Um, okay, number 16 is another issue that we've kind of toyed around with for a while, is a common repository for meeting minutes and treasurer's reports. So I have some on my computer, John has some on his, Russell has more on his. Do we want to continue that? And then if someone is no longer on the board, pass it on to the next treasurer or secretary or whatnot? Or do we buck up and put it somewhere, either on our website or somebody houses it formally? I don't know. It's just something to think about.
Well, I'm sure that Dan Hare has his hand up because at
He
the
dropped.
end of a calendar year, I give Dan a folder with all of the paperwork, board agendas, minutes, correspondence, that sort of stuff. It all goes to Dan Hare. So Dan Hare has several years of stuff. It's all physical and it's in a file cabinet, I believe.
So what
And
we
the reason
could
I gave
do,
that to Dan,
oh, go ahead, Larry.
the reason I gave that to Dan was over the years is because his family is well established in the Summit Waller area, and he's been associated with our board for a long time.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry. I can't.
that's
So
all
now
right.
I got a different view and I can't mute myself.
So we do have a common repository, but it isn't digital. So I don't know
How much
if we want
paper?
to deal with that right now or not.
How many pages are we looking at? Like,
Oh, thousands of pages. If you want to go back, I don't know how far you want to go back. Do you just want to have 1 year's worth? And if we go back 1 year, what do you want to have on it? I mean, I have saved on my hard drive, I have treasurer's reports for, let's say, the last 5 years, or I have agendas for the last 5 years.
are they only for the board reference or are they for public? I can throw them
Well,
all
it's,
on the website.
Mm-hmm.
I can even lock it down with password requirements, if you wanted to keep them, just for the board, for history.
But I think the bigger question is, if it's thousands of pages and we wanted to take the physical hard copies and make them into electronic copies, how much time is that really going to take one person? Because you'll have to, scan them all and rename them and whatnot. So, which could be done, is not impossible to do. But I like the idea of having the paper backup at Dan's house. But
well,
no, I think
guess
that's
a question
not necessarily the safest
worth
idea.
asking. Go ahead, Angela.
I was just going to say, I like the idea of having that paper backup, but that probably shouldn't be the only copy that we have floating around.
Difficult,
We could
I
look
think,
into-
to,
We could
if
look
they want to
into
go
it.
back, then they have to ask Dan. There should be a electronic, so a number of people could go back to a particular issue if they wanted to.
Yeah, just a matter of time is all it is. And right now,
Right.
some people have more time because they're not commuting, but
Right.
it's just about figuring out who's going to take over the task, or if you
I
break
think-
it up.
I think I have at least the minutes. I have, except maybe even if Angie did them when I was gone, I still have a copy. I think of 6 or 8 years of
Mhm.
everything that we've done.
Well-
Electronic, there's no reason really to have a hard
Yeah, the
copy.
digital, send them to me for sure, and I can put them on the website.
Okay, I can, yeah, put them all in a file and send them over to you, Gabe.
Just zip them up. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I think that we probably should have minutes for no more than 1 year. I mean, have we ever had a request by anybody to
Yeah, that's what you, good
supply
point,
them?
Larry. Yeah, what's the reason to save all that?
Mhm.
I can't think of a time anybody has demanded that we provide them with minutes, other than we go back to the 1990s when a group of horse people tried to aggressively take over our board, and I think they may have demanded some copies of our minutes and such. But
Well, I think the one nice thing about having them electronically is you can put 10 years worth of minutes, treasurer's reports, and agendas on there, and it's there indefinitely. As long as the website is up and running, it's there for
Mhm.
people to see. So you don't have to. You can just say go to the website. I mean, you don't have to constantly or repetitively dig through that material. That's the one nice thing about having them electronically. But it's just the effort to put them on there is it's not significant, but it's substantial.
The scanning is the largest part. If we don't have an actual digital copy, that's going to be the time-consuming part. If they're digital, I can always convert them into PDF format so people
Right.
can't alter them and then say, "Oh, you said this." That's the main thing, is just protecting them against editing after they're uploaded.
well, how far back do we want to go?
That's the $1 million question tonight, Larry.
Um,
Can
yeah,
ponder
I've got
that for the
I've
next
got
month.
back.
I'll make a
I
proposal.
can. Okay.
I'll make a proposal that we put 2019 and what we have of 2020 on the website. It's all electronic already. It's gonna be very easy for us to send it all to Gabe, put it on there. And then I'm gonna say in September, October, we revisit it and see if we want to put more on there. And maybe we could just do that in chunks. Maybe we just do 19 and half of 2020 now. We can think about doing more later.
What do we want to put on the website? Agendas or minutes or treasurer's reports?
I think all three make sense.
I don't think we need it.
You cut out, John.
Agenda to be-
Yeah, John, if you're on a computer, could you type in the chat? I think you're cutting out on this.
all the minutes are based anyway.
Hey, John, you might want to use the chat. You're cutting out on your audio.
I'm guessing if I could, I'm going
Yeah,
to
I'm
say
not
that
hearing
John, I'm guessing that John is inferring that the meeting minutes are the agenda. I mean, because each of the topics is laid out in the meeting minutes. So it's
Oh,
essentially the
yeah,
same.
and actually, yeah, we have, well, we wouldn't have the treasurer's reports there. They would just be a line item. So we don't need to do an agendas. We just need to do the minutes and the treasurer's reports. Is that right?
Yeah. That's my opinion.
Well, do we even need a treasurer's report if we have bank statements?
That's a good point, John.
Let's go with, how about if we just go with minutes for now?
That's fine.
You can do that.
Okay.
That's going to be
And
enough
and
work.
I have copies of the minutes. John, you won't have to deal with that. I'll just go ahead and send over copies of the minutes to Gabriel, and
Okay.
I'll see if I can't try and figure out how to put them into a folder that just includes 2019 and thus far of 2020.
Cool. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, just real quick, just create a new folder called 2019, copy each file that you want independently, and then paste it into that folder just so it's easier that way to sort through.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks for the advice. Okay.
So the last goal we had was to revise and update our bylaws, which we've already talked about tonight. So we'll have that done by the end of next meeting. So.
Correct. Yeah. Actually, by the end of September's meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Wow, very productive meeting, you all. All right. Anybody have any last comments?
I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of look forward to the time when we can actually meet in person.
Yeah.
Just to have some
Yeah,
sense of
same.
normalcy, that's all.
Get out of the house.
We could meet.
Yeah, you
We
get out of
meet
the
out
house
in
at night. What?
Yeah, but yeah, it won't be till next year.
Oh,
Probably.
man.
Introverts are getting lonely.
You know it's bad when introverts are getting lonely.
All right, you all. I guess our meeting can be adjourned at 8:39 or 8:40, whichever you want to select. Doesn't matter. With that, I will adjourn the meeting. I hope you all have a great month of August. Considering the COVID-19 pandemic and social distance, wear a mask, wash your hands frequently, believe in science as opposed to non-scientific politicians.
Have a good one.
Good
everyone.
night.